If you look at the globe, almost every fifth person walking on this planet is an Indian. Okay, that gives us a 20% edge on the global population, which is roughly about 5.5 billion people. Out of which almost 60 to 70% people are rural India. So the relevant population, which is in India, is about 350 million or 400 million people who are looking to get educated, which is double the size of the entire US population. So I would say, if I look at India and China, we are almost about 45% of the world's population, which is where the large need for education as well as the focus on education and e-learning and everything else is. I don't have numbers to kind of describe it, but if you look at sort of a rough back of the envelope calculation, I would probably peg it about 1 billion people across the globe are looking to get educated, and that's the sort of market size that is available. Any form of learning. I mean, I'm not looking at education per se, because education is going to be half the globe's population, but e-learning, mobile learning, or anything which uses technology, I would roughly peg it at about 1 billion people across the globe. India is an emerging economy, and the need for education is very, very critical. If you look at any household in the country, the first biggest spend for the household is on education for their children, and the biggest concern that the parents have is relevant education. When we decided to, do something in terms of this space, we consulted a council of academicians who are the best in class in terms of what they do across the country, and we focus on the pedagogy and the way the product is shaping up to make the right sort of combination of context, content, as well as course curriculum, and to decide the roadmap of the product. For example, currently we've announced only schools for CBSE. We're going to go ahead and have higher education, we're going to go ahead and have vocational education, we are going to go ahead and have test preparation. So the idea is to give technology access, education access across to the community, anywhere, anyhow, in the most remotest of the area of the country. That's the intent. I think India is a lead country which is making an attempt, because of course the quantum of people is very large, and hence the need to do something is most compelling here. Of course, then we have Bangladesh and Sri Lanka, which have their own sort of challenges. But if I look at technology adoption, if I look at the broadband sort of penetration, if I look at the amount of people who are willing to kind of look at these kind of solutions, it's going to be, the lead country is always going to be India and Southwest Asia. I wouldn't focus too much on M or E. I would focus on learning. And Samsung is a leading player globally on devices. We are a premium leading brand in devices. We are a market leader in that space. It is imperative for us to take a position in the society to be a software innovator also, because that's most relevant when it comes to device ecosystem. When we go to the drawing board, we assess what is more critical, having that sort of a concept available on the smartphone or the tablet. We realize that it's a very serious issue, because education is something very, very critical and core to households in the country or anywhere else. We found that the best way of converging that content starts from a tablet. Starts from a 7-inch tablet and goes upwards to a smart TV, which is the larger screen format, and hence we decided to go ahead on that. Of course, there is going to be bits and parts of things available on a mobile platform going in the future, but our thinking is that the most relevant convergent device is a tablet, available for the schools, available for the consumers, available for the teachers and the faculty. I think the biggest is to impart education to the remotest area of the country, and quality education. We are trying to solve that by putting the solution on the cloud. We are trying to make it compelling, because the best rendering is on our tablets and we have a market leadership there. So the entire consumer experience, there's a little bit of Samsung in everybody's house. So the intent is to have the entire consumer experience very seamless and very good, and that's what our ambition has been. The intent is that to have the solution on the cloud. So even if there is, today we have a internet cafe and internet connectivity in almost the class tier 5 or tier 6 town also. As long as you have internet connectivity, you can download this, you can order it offline. So somebody will ship a SD card to you, and courier service is operable in the lowest and the highest area of the country in terms of geography. See, there is no similar product in the country today, actually even globally for that matter. There are various formats of products available. For example, there will be PDF based e-learning manuals, there will be some sort of digital videos, there will be some sort of classroom lectures shot on a camera available, but a program or a solution which is mapped to the CBSE curriculum a program and a solution which covers the entire gamut of class 1 to 12th, a program which helps you assess the modules that you're studying and look at where you're going wrong, a program that helps you experiment with it yourself. For example, a simulation, it's not available on everybody's platform or anywhere else. So we've taken the lead and we're the first player to announce this on an Android ecosystem for our devices. Well, we're looking at all, to start with, we're looking at all students from class 1 to class 12. We're going to, as we go along the product, we're going to introduce higher education content also, which is going to be as a part of the app for college going students and then post graduation. We're looking at engineering entrance, we're looking at medical entrance. The idea is to give a whole 9 yards of learning. B2B is always going to be schools and academic institutes. We are going to look at the market in terms of both B2C as well as B2B. So our endeavor has always been we are closest to the consumer. Hence we will encourage parents to look at this. At the same time, our sales team is going to look at the schools themselves to really see how this is going. See, there is a paradigm in terms of the emerging markets and the sort of emerged or the mature markets of US and Europe. I think their adaptation of technology is much higher, looking at the smartphone adoption rates or the broadband rate, all the technology infrastructure. Emerging markets like India, Latin America, Southeast Asia are going to be growing much faster and much bigger because the world is seeing the change now. Hence, I personally feel the adaptation of these kind of things are going to be much faster because they are gaining access to this at an early stage and they're seeing results. So I see this growing very, very stupendously. Well, Samsung is a leader and innovator of technology. We have been innovating hardware and leading that business. Now we've entered the software innovation base and we're going to lead that market also. Our intent is always going to be to give the best experience on our devices and continue to sustain our market leadership.